What is up, guys and gals and guys? Space Unicorn bringing you some hot frag action. Today, guys, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing every character in FRAG Pro Shooter, starting with the first 25 characters, as you guys can see below. But that's right, we're doing it differently today. Today, we are doing a tier list, something I've never done before. Figured to be a ton of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, let me know in the comment section. Let me know if there's anybody in a different spot who you want to move around as well. Super important, super fun. Hope you guys are ready for this because it's going to be interesting to see where some of your favorite characters rank currently in the FRAG Pro Shooter meta. So our tiers are going to be as follows. We have goated, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and fail. Just an epic fail. Also, remember to be entered in the comment of the day. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment, and you may be selected to be in tomorrow's video. So that being said, let's stop wasting time. And let's get that intro.
Zombie apocalypse.
First up on our list, guys, we have Ricky Boy Rock. Rick Rock has been around a very long time at FRAG, much like myself. However, he hasn't changed much, and this has resulted in the character becoming very lackluster and a C tier in our current ranking system. But he does set a baseline for us, so how will these other cards fare? Well, let's find out. Because next up on our list, we have Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom does do pretty good damage. He has a decent heal effect whenever he inflicts damage. And this is pretty useful, honestly. But he is currently sitting at a B tier. Honestly, he's a very high B tier. He could make an argument for A tier. That's kind of what you're looking for with all the cards. You want to be the A to B tier range, as it is important that we have a balance to the game. Next up on our list, guys, we have Dan the Man. And Dan the Man... this poor boy is an epic fail. This character's been around since the beginning of the game, doesn't do enough damage, isn't fast enough, doesn't do anything even slightly well, and that is why he is our first epic fail for FRAG Pro Shooter. This guy needs a change. He's never been changed. He deserves it. Bring Dan back. Hashtag Dan. How about we move on to the next one? Next up on our list, guys, we have Volcano. Volcano is a fantastic card. He was very good to begin with, then he got a huge buff, became meta, then he got nerfed to the ground, but he still does really good damage and has an ultimate ability that can one-shot certain characters. For that reason, he is a B-tier hero currently in FRAG Pro Shooter, and honestly, he is deserving of that spot. And realistically, only thing I'd change is that fire mechanic, and he's back to being Volcano again. Next up on our list, we have Cybergirl. Cybergirl's interesting. She's better than Dan, but she's not really a B tier. So where would we put Cybergirl? Cybergirl's kind of in a funny space because she's a low C tier, but still a solid enough C tier. And then early on in the game, she's a lot of fun. It's played by a lot of beginner players. And the reason being is she's able to come back to the base. She does good damage, has a good fire rate, but it's not enough to move her into B tier. She's a C tier hero currently. So I hope you guys understand that. Next up on our list, we have Quarterback. Quarterback is heavily slept on. He has good damage, good movement speed. A weird firing mechanic, though, is what's holding him back. That combined with a lot of health puts him at a solid B tier. And honestly, I don't think anybody's going to argue this. Anybody that plays a lot of Quarterback understands that his movement's there, his damage is there, his health there. He just needs that mechanic fixed. Come on. That's simple. Next up on the list, guys, we have Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is a very solid long-range character, especially early on in your FRAG career. Eagle Eye is kind of in a fun spot because he does do really good damage. He has a pretty large clip and can really hold his own against most squishy characters. This puts Eagle Eye at a solid B tier. It's very interesting the way this card works because he really got a minor buff a while ago and now he's kind of B. Next up on our list, we have one of my favorite cards, Mecha Knight. Mecha Knight is one of the first cards that I truly took the time to master whenever I was learning FRAG Pro Shooter. Mecha Knight is kind of interesting spot. He got a really nice buff. He's currently B tier, but he's a solid B tier and can be played, if somebody's really good with him, at pretty much most of the arenas. Unless you run into like solid meta, this guy's going to be fine. Mecha Knight. Next up on our list, guys, we have Freesby. Freesby is very similar to Mecha Knight. Freesby has very good speed, good damage, weird firing mechanic, holds her back a little bit. And honestly, if she had a better firing mechanic, she'd probably make a case for A tier, as her speed is just so much to handle. But she is currently a B tier hero, and honestly, a very good B tier option for FRAG Pro Shooter. Next up on our list, guys, we have one of my favorites, Genghis. Genghis is kind of in a very weird spot. Really good damage, really good health, extremely slow, and with the largest hitbox in FRAG Pro Shooter, this character finds himself as a C tier. Even though I love him, he's still a C tier character. He's not an epic fail, but he is a C. Genghis, please fix him, FRAG. Please, he won me a tournament. Next up on our list, we have Poke Hunter. Poke Hunter is one of the best long-range options in FRAG Pro Shooter. However, right now the meta is not long-range options, which is why she is B tier. As much as I enjoy this card and as good as she is, she cannot crack A tier. She is not able to be played in all arenas right now. A really good one can still do good damage, but honestly, they have to. It's player-based with this card. So that is why she is currently a high B tier hero. Next up on our list, we have Emilia. Emilia got a really nice buff recently. And honestly, she finds herself kind of in the middle of the pack here, also B tier. That grapple ability allows you to outmaneuver most cards in Frag, and that kind of gives you a really solid point to start from. And this card finds itself with its mobility at a B tier and a sound B tier. It also does good tower damage, just keep that in mind. Very good range, honestly, good card. B tier. Next up on our list, we have Bot Mama. What is Bot Mama good at? Almost nothing, except she can be extremely annoying if she gets all those bots on the field. Those bots are her bread and butter, and if you can use them to help you out, you will find yourself being very pesty. However, she is a C tier hero because her primary fire is garbage, and really her bots are annoying, but that's about it. Next up on our list, guys, we have Jack El Padre. Jack El Padre, another classic character. It hasn't really been changed. Honestly, I think we need a hashtag Jash meta going on right now. But honestly, C tier hero, really good damage, really good ult, very squishy, very slow. That's the curse of Jack El Padre, guys. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that Jack get a pretty substantial buff here. I would love to see him move in to a higher spot on this tier list. Next up on our list, we have Big Paku. Big Paku is one of the most slept on cards in FRAG Pro Shooter. While his aiming is a little wonky and he doesn't have a large clip, he does do really good damage, and his ultimate ability gives you mobility options. It gives you one-shot potential. That keeps Paku very solid in the B tier. And honestly, you can make an argument he's pretty high up in the B tier for this particular group of characters. A very, very interesting thing to note here with Big Paku. Next up on our list, we have Jet. Jet is one of my favorite cards. This is a card that I took a long time to learn, and while I do want to say she is a B tier, she's kind of in a funny spot because you can make a case she's one of the line characters. She's really good, but not quite good enough to be A tier. But honestly, she's not quite bad enough to be B tier. So she's an extremely high B tier. Love Jet. Ask Southwest about Jet. Next up on our list, we have JB. JB is a elite level defensive card. This is an A tier card. It is our first A tier card. Very good damage, very good movement, very good range, combined with an ultimate ability that you can spam the heck out of to cause massive damage on opposing lineups as they come towards you. JB, our first A tier card. Awesome job. Next up on our list, guys, we have Dr. Frost. Dr. Frost, obviously goated. Well, at least old Frosty would have been. Current Frost, however, finds himself sitting in the B tier. As painful as that is to say, he is still a very good defensive character, but he's not anything special compared to what we currently have as defensive options in FRAG Pro Shooter. So, Dr. Frost, B tier. Next up on our list, we have everybody's favorite long shot. I mean, goated? Just kidding. This card's an epic fail. This card needs so much help right now. I don't know if Frag triple buffs it, if it'll be enough to make this card relevant. It's really in a bad place. Doesn't have shoot fast enough, doesn't do enough damage, doesn't have a fast enough fire rate, doesn't have a large enough clip. Just a very weird spot for long shot guys. Keep that in mind. Next up on our list, we have Slimer. Slimer is interesting. I really enjoy playing Slimer, but Slimer is nothing special and honestly a C tier card. Even though I love him, sorry buddy, you're C tier. It is what it is. Pains me to say that, Slimer. You're nothing compared to Volcano and Frost. Next up on our list, guys, we have Darius. Darius is a very good card right now and is meta. He is currently going to be our very first S tier hero. Good health, good damage, good movement speed, ultimate ability that's extremely pesty. This card can hold its own against most cards in the game of FRAG Pro Shooter, even after his nerf. Still an S tier character. Next up on our list, guys, we had Scrapper Boy. Scrapper Boy is interesting. So, Scrapper Boy, honestly, this guy's an A tier character now. He's irreplaceable in Street Frag, and honestly, in normal matches, can be just as annoying with the ability to heal the tower, and then he has a good firing mechanic that does pretty solid damage. This is an A tier character. Fully deserving. Next up on our list, we have me, Queen Unicorn. So, Queen Unicorn, I don't think I'm going to hear anybody else's argument. This card's goated. Yep. That's all we got to say. Goated. Should we move on to the next one? Next up on our list is Lily. Lily is an extremely good defensive card and is slept on currently in Frag. This is an S tier hero. Learn to play this card, learn the ultimate ability, and there is nobody you can't kill. That's how powerful Lily is, guys. That strong. Don't sleep on her. I'm telling you, you will regret it. Lily, S tier. Next up, we have Lucha Boy. Lucha Boy, goated. There's no question. Lucha has never, ever, ever left meta. And while he is not better than those S tier heroes, he's still meta. Lucha is Lucha, no matter the meta. There's something to be said for that, guys. So Lucha is currently goated rank. Honestly, if I had to put him in A through S, he is a high A, as is Queen Unicorn. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this idea. Let me know if you have any way you'd move around, and our next set of cards will come out tomorrow, and you'll see where some of you more of your favorite cards rank in Frag Pro Shooter. So everybody, stay safe. I will see you legends next time. Bye-bye.